8 billion, 8 billion people in this world. Why does this mean that you should level up in all areas of your life? Story time. I was on a trip over the summer and I was with a really close family member that I deemed like a sister. And she was going through some things in her life and I was trying to have absolute sympathy and grace for her because of the ordeal that she was struggling with. And towards the middle of the trip, it became very apparent that our lifestyles were so different to the point where she was really allowing some things that were putting us in harm's way and that were detrimental to our safety and well-being. And so without wanting to cause further harm to her or further pain, I laid down some boundaries, some loving boundaries, and she had a huge reaction to that. And she ended up leaving the trip early. And so I booked my flight a little earlier than I had planned. And I was sitting in the Colorado airport, which if you've ever been to that airport, you know, it has the craziest vibe. And I had some watercolors that I had bought her for her birthday because it was to celebrate her birthday weekend. And I didn't get to give them to her because she had left so abruptly. And so I pulled out the watercolors and I painted that picture. And I wanted to remind myself that there are 8 billion people in this world. What does that mean for you? It means that there are people that you don't know yet that are on your same vibration. They're on your same frequency. They're on your same healing journey. And if you can but be alone for a time and have the courage to step away from relationships that are no longer serving you, relationships that are part of your old pattern, relationships that are continuously hurting you, or from people that don't respect your boundaries. If you can just be alone for a little bit of time after you make those big sacrifices, because that's what they are. It's very hard often to step away from people that we once considered a tribe. But there are enough people in the world that if you have the wherewithal and the strength to do that, you will eventually call people into your life who match your energy, who match your vibe, who can meet you at your level, who can love you the way that you need to be loved, who can give you the things that you've always needed to feel safe and to feel supported. You just have to be okay being alone for a time and be okay stepping away from things that are no longer serving you. And stepping away does not have to be a traumatic or aggressive process. You can back away without causing any harm. When you do this, you leave open a space, a well of energy to call in relationships that are for you and are what you ultimately need at this point in your life.